A very good morning. Welcome to Mornings with Ken Rosato. It is Tuesday, June 16th, 2026, and we will take your calls at 888-658-0234 to kick things off. Meteorologist Mike Favetta, and he has a nice forecast near you. Mike, I was just looking outside, and it is fresh
Mhm.
and beautiful. 56 degrees, northern New Jersey, 54 in
Yeah,
Trenton. It's just lovely, lovely,
it is gorgeous. The low
delightful.
humidity really makes it pleasant. You felt it yesterday, right? We had those nice dry northerly winds last throughout the day, at times a bit gusty, but that's what's going to create for a beautiful afternoon today. Less wind, high pressure in control, lots of sunshine all across the Northeast, and that's the temperature trend at least through the rest of today. The pleasantly dry air with plenty of sunshine. Then we get into tomorrow, and there's a little bit more of a westerly breeze component. And that, by the end of the day, will bring in some more of the heat that's building out west. As you see, it's just kind of racing across the country. Once we get into tomorrow, I think that's where we have more of a southwesterly wind, and that's what brings back the heat, the haze, and humidity, especially for Thursday, with temperatures back in the 90s with that high humidity. So right now, the clear sky is suppressing a lot of that rain to our south, but it only does it for one more day. That's today. By tomorrow, a little bit more of that wet weather moves in. We'll actually have some thunderstorms this time tomorrow, so be prepared for that on your morning commute. For Wednesday, by the afternoon, potentially another round of storms, and then by Thursday morning and afternoon, more storms arrives as a few of these clouds take over ahead of the cold front. You see it drawn here and across the Northeast. That's what will bring back another round of slightly drier weather, but still warm going into the weekend. Some of these storms might even be severe by tomorrow afternoon, especially as we head into the end of the day. Thursday's storms could also have that potential for some severe weather with the straight line winds. The gusty winds upwards of 58 miles per hour. That's the category where they become severe. Even beyond that, some more rain on the way for Friday. So here's a couple days of wet weather ahead. Enjoy the sunshine today because I think it gets a little more active as the rest of the week goes along. We'll tell you all about it coming up and detail it day by day, Ken, with your next weather update.
I got to wipe my spectacles, excuse me. So, so here's a question, like where does this air mass come from that all of a sudden we get this wonderful that even Pam, our director, was happy because Pam usually if it's not at least like 36, she's not happy and she's saying gorgeous in my ear and I know she's not talking about me.
Well,
So
it played hockey in the off season. It came right from Canada, so it's that nice, refreshing, dry air. We like our friends from the north when they give us a little bit of pleasant weather. Not so much those Alberta Clippers in the wintertime that kind of make everybody go in a tizzy because it gives us an inch of snow. But when it's pleasant and it kind of keeps the AC bills a little bit lower, yeah, we like that.
yeah, indeed. No, it was it's just like one of the mornings that you just want to be outside for the day, period. But
Yeah.
anyway, Mike, we appreciate you as always. Thank you, and we will check back, sir. 55 degrees right now in northern New Jersey. 50 in Los Angeles, we have what just happened over here? Los Angeles, we have a temp of 59 degrees. It's 60 degrees in San Diego. Beautiful weather, east and west coast. We'll take it. In terms of traffic, we have a crash on the turnpike, outer roadway southbound, south of Molly Pitcher Service Area, Cranberry Township. The right shoulder is blocked. Route 36, power failure, northbound Laurel Avenue and Hazlitt. All lanes are open. Your Hudson River crossings right now, the Lincoln and Holland both reporting 25 to 30. GWB upper and lower levels already really starting to build a little bit. Now this is that was the Lincoln Tunnel approach, so you could see that was about 25 to 30, and that's by the 495 approach. Not too bad. But let's look at the GWB upper and lower levels if we could. And you already have quite a bit of a build. Right side is your upper level, left side is lower, and we are talking 35 minutes already at this early hour. It is 4 minutes past the hour, and President Trump said yesterday a preliminary agreement to end the war in the Gulf has been signed by the U.S. and Iran, though specific details have not yet been made public, and both countries said a permanent truce is yet to be negotiated, but it looks like we're just about there. The agreement would mean Iran would never produce or possess a nuclear weapon, and it would extend the ceasefire announced in April by another 60 days and immediately reopened the Strait of Hormuz. So it's open right now. Investors like that news. Global stock markets soared to record territory yesterday on word of the deal. U.S. stocks added $1.1 trillion in value, while oil prices fell to their lowest level since March 10th. The agreement is the most significant step yet to resolve the conflict. While Iran's soccer team prepared to play its first match at this year's World Cup in Los Angeles yesterday, protests broke out, led by the city's large Iranian diaspora against the government in Tehran. The team arrived in the U.S. for the first time at this World Cup on Sunday, flying from their training base in Mexico and touching down in LA just as a deal was announced to end the war. New Zealand and Iran's match last night ended in a 2-2 tie. Meanwhile, G7 leaders are meeting amid growing concerns about U.S. reliability. European nations increasingly seek greater independence from Washington. Leaders remain cautious about publicly confronting President Trump, though they have threatened this in the past, threatened to not use the dollar. Unfortunately, there really aren't, for them, there really aren't alternatives. Where else do you go, and who else's money do you trust? Trade, security, artificial intelligence, and China will dominate the discussions. Two people died during a base jumping accident in Utah. Authorities identified one victim as extreme athlete Andy Lewis. The accident occurred Sunday near Mineral Bottom Canyon. Lewis gained fame performing with Madonna's 2012 Super Show. He was known for base jumping and stack lining achievements. Officials have not released details about the accident's cause. Speaking of diving from the sky, a skydiving plane crashed shortly after takeoff in Missouri. All 11 passengers and the pilot died in the accident. Investigators arrived yesterday to determine the crash's cause. The aircraft reportedly struggled to gain altitude before crashing. The flight was operated by Skydive Kansas City. One of the things I'll be looking into is whether there were too many people on board that plane. There were a dozen people on board, and the question is, was it built to hold that weight? It was the deadliest U.S. skydiving plane crash in 31 years. 7 minutes past the hour, the UK plans to ban social media access for children under 16. Restrictions would cover platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat. And gaming sites gaming sites and live streaming features would face added limits, and tech companies would be responsible for enforcing age restrictions. Violators could face significant financial penalties, and officials hope the rules take effect by next spring. Fox announced plans to acquire Roku in a $22 billion deal. The agreement values Roku at $160 per share. It's quite a lot. The merger creates the third largest U.S. TV viewing platform. Fox says the deal strengthens its streaming and advertising business. Roku reaches more than 100 million households worldwide. 8 minutes past the hour, Senator Mitch McConnell was admitted to a hospital on Sunday. A spokesperson said he is receiving excellent medical care. No details about his condition have been released. McConnell is 84 years old. He retires in January as senator, and he served the longest of any human being as the Senate Majority Leader. He was the Senate Majority Leader for decades. He's experienced several health incidents in recent years, including a fall in public and two different episodes where he was standing in public and literally just froze looking into the cameras. 8 minutes past the hour, Luigi Mangione returns to court this week for a key pretrial hearing. Now, Mangione is accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in 2024, allegedly shooting him point blank from behind in cold blood. From behind, in the back, on video. The question is the person in the video Mangione? That's what's going to be debated in court. Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. His legal defense fund has raised more than $1.5 million. Experts say strong public support could complicate jury selection. State trial begins September, and federal proceedings follow next year. In the state trial, they've ruled out the possibility of the death penalty, but there are whole different sets of rules for the federal trial coming up next year. It is 10 minutes past the hour right now, and when we return, the Garden State Arts Foundation is once again bringing free live entertainment to New Jersey residents this summer. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has an incredible forecast for you, and we will take your calls. In fact, we want to hear from you. 888-658-0234. It's been a minute. We got the phone system set up, so why aren't you calling? Oh, Ken, I'm getting the laundry done. Ken, I'm making the kids breakfast. No. Pam, our director, and Mike, we're a little upset that you haven't picked up the phone. Call us. 888-658-0234. 888-658-0234. You're watching Mornings with Ken Rosato, now live on the East Coast and the West. Again, Mike calling for beautiful, beautiful sunny spring-like conditions today. Late spring, temps in the upper 70s, low humidity. If you haven't gone outside yet, you know what? Just go walk the dog. If you don't have a dog, go find a dog and walk it. It's that beautiful outside. We're coming back in 2 minutes. Don't go away. Welcome back to Mornings with Ken Rosato for your Tuesday live in New Jersey and New York. And now we welcome our friends in Los Angeles on LACA at 13 minutes past the hour. We'll take your calls 888-658-0234. 888-658-0234. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has the forecast near you. Mike, I know that we know that we just had Mother's Day, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you're a dad 2 times over. So I know you know
Right.
that we have Father's Day coming up. Did you know
Yes, we
what
do.
day today is? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. What is today?
You lived in Italy, didn't you?
Yeah. Is it a hot national holiday?
If, as far as I'm concerned, it's a national holiday. This one trumps St. Joseph's Day.
Okay. What is it?
Of course, I'm burning in hell. I can feel my toes on fire right now. Today is National Cannoli Day. I, I
Cannoli
mean,
Day.
yeah, look, we even have a sign.
You have a sign. Do you have the cannoli to share, or is this just a?
Would I just have one cannoli? I have
Oh
two.
my goodness! Wow, the whole tray.
So our friends from Uncle Giuseppe's, one of our favorite
Yeah.
places on earth. As far as, if I were 5 years old again, Disney,
Mm.
Universal Studios, you can go to heck. No offense. Take me to Uncle Giuseppe's and just unleash me. Like if I were five, I'd tell my mother, bring me by the hand into Uncle Giuseppe's and disappear and just let me meander. That would be my Disney at the age of 5 and even at the age of 59. Okay? Just saying.
It is
So
a
they
great
were
store
nice
to
enough to
roam
send.
to get lost in. This is true.
You go
Hmm.
into Uncle Giuseppe's with like $10 in your pocket thinking, I'm just going to buy this. And you come out using all your credit cards maxed out because you got 6 carts full of stuff and you're thinking, when am I going to cook and eat this stuff? But it's so good, you can't help yourself. It just is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, it is. It's true.
So, and Pam, what kind of a New Jersey resident are you that you have never been to Uncle Giuseppe's? I don't know. We might have to revoke her Jersey card. I'm a little upset.
Maybe,
Anyway, but
maybe.
we will have Uncle Giuseppe's on a little bit, and we will have somebody taste test the cannoli live on camera. Who might that
Oh
be?
my goodness, so
I'll
exciting.
have to find someone. Anyway, I defer to you, sir. You have as beautiful as those cannolis look. You have a
Hmm.
forecast just as beautiful.
I do. I certainly do. And we've got some amazing weather to enjoy your cannoli, maybe al fresco. Have some sunshine today, low humidity, lots of clear air. It looks all beautiful across New Jersey, even with the lower levels of pollen. Now, over the last few weeks, we've seen those pollen levels sky high, but they've actually taken a little bit of a relaxing trend over the last few days, thanks to the drier weather, obviously a little bit of wet weather too, helping to rinse that pollen from the atmosphere. We take a look out west where there is a big hot weather stretch building, allowing for temperatures to near 100 degrees along the coast, even, and well over 100 in the desert. It's all due to that big bubble of warm air that's promoting that heat wave and helping temperatures get anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees above average. Well, that's the warm air that's headed in our direction later on this week. After a little bit of midweek rain, we get a first round of rain tomorrow morning, another round Thursday morning and afternoon, and then by Friday have another chance of some rain by the end of the day. But Saturday and Sunday look to be pretty warm with the clear sky. And then as we head into Monday, more rain moves back in. So there is a wetter trend over the next several days, even on the future cast showing with these systems that make their way back up the coast after several days of dry weather. You can see them here, one lined up after the next, giving us our storms even throughout the day on Thursday. And then for Friday into Saturday, there's that clear sky that meanders across the country and parks itself once more across New Jersey, giving us our lovely weather here and sticking around going into next week. We'll tell you more about that with your weekend weather, Ken, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sir. Very good. We appreciate you, sir. I had a little cannoli on my tongue there. So, all right. By the way, it's funny because Pam is not does not have a vowel at the end of her name like the two of us, and so Pam pointed out that while we Italiano Americani are celebrating National Cannoli Day, today's also National Fudge Day. So for those
Nah.
like six people coast to coast who are not cannoli fans, you
Mm.
got a fudge thing to you can enjoy fudge. Fudge is good. And the nice thing about
But I
fudge is we
enjoy
always yeah,
it's the Italian American inspired chocolate dipped cannoli shell that I prefer. It stays a little crunchier for longer. So you kind of
right.
blend those two things together.
And you know why they of course you know why they dip it in chocolate.
No. Why do they dip in
You
chocolate?
said it. You actually alluded to it
Oh,
just
because it
now. It's
stays
so that
crunchy. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're
right.
right. Hmm.
It acts as like a barrier so that the cream does not get soaked into the shell and make it soggy because a soggy cannoli ain't a cannoli. That's just
It's
mush.
terrible.
You have
Hmm.
to the whole point is having in Sicily they fry the shell fresh and then pump it while it's still warm. So you got cold cream and then the warm crust and you get that contrast and stop. I'm getting a little insane. But yes, anyway, but yes, happy Fudge Day, happy National Cannoli Day, and happy day to you, sir. Always a pleasure. All right. Yes, we're a little insane.
I'll tell you a
It's
story about a
18 minutes.
canolo
Yes.
coming up. I don't think you know the
Ah,
story, but I'll give it to you coming up. It's it involves this details
oh,
in a few minutes. Oh
ooh.
yeah.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
tease. This man knows how to
Yeah.
tease. Okay. All right. We'll check.
You
We'll
bet.
check back. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. 18 minutes past the hour right now. We do have some traffic to talk about. I-280. We have a crash now westbound west of exit 9 Pleasant Avenue. West Orange, the right shoulder's closed, causing about a 3-mile backup. Sorry about that, folks. Poor people trying to get into that. Over to the Outer Bridge crossing. We have a crash now. Eastbound mid-span Perth Amboy. The right lane is blocked there down to the turnpike. Crash on the turnpike, outer roadway southbound, south of the Molly Pitcher service area in Cranberry. That's impacting the right shoulder, really. So it's not too bad. You can see a little bit of a residual delay. That's a weird shot. So that is clearly you see all those cables and the red, that tells me that's a broadcast tower. So they have a camera on a broadcast tower. And I guess in order to get the shot, to get that little, 2, 3 vehicle shot, they had to turn the camera. But there you go. And then we have a problem on Route 36, a power failure northbound at Laurel Avenue in Hazlitt Township. All lanes are currently open. Your Hudson River crossings, the approach, Pam, if you have the approach again, I don't know if you have it to the 495 Columbia Avenue access to there you go. There it is. So now we're up to 35 to 40 minutes into the Lincoln Tunnel, and that approaches the Helix right there. And that's pretty heavy for this hour. Usually it's not that bad. Methinks A lot of it is caused by the sun glare, which is coming in from the front. You see, it's front left. That's the eastbound or easterly sun coming up right in their faces. That causes everybody to hit the brakes. But it's going to be 35 to 40 into the Lincoln. It's now 30 minutes into the Holland Tunnel. And we switch over to the GWB. Upper and lower levels, very heavy already at this point. 40 to 45 minutes in. Upper level on the right, lower level is on the left. Just a couple of incidents in LA, and then we have our guest waiting very patiently. We have a hit and run, no injuries in South LA, and that's on Lime Avenue. Traffic collision now in Santa Fe Springs on the 5 at Florence Avenue off ramp, and there's a collision on Duarte Road at North San Gabriel Boulevard in Altadena, and that happened about 45 minutes ago, so that's still in existence. All right, 20 minutes past the hour. The Garden State Arts Foundation, once again bringing free live entertainment to the Garden State and all of its residents this summer. The concert series at the PNC Bank Arts Center in Homedale will feature a special celebration of America's 250th on July 1st with a performance by the United States Army Field Band and opening act American Bombshells. Joining us now is Ron Gravino, Vice President of the Garden State Arts Foundation. Ron, good morning to you. Thank you for coming on. Happy Cannoli Day, sir.
You know, you are a piece of work, I have to tell you. I didn't know there was such a thing as national, nice Italian boy like Gravino, Rosato. It's in the Mike guy. We're all good here, but I
We're
learn
just
something
genetic.
every day. Yeah, it is. It's my girlfriend's birthday, so I gotta give her a shout out for National Cannoli Day. You know, as far as
what's her name?
Annette. So
Annette. Happy birthday, Annette. 21 years old, and she never had a fight. There you go.
There you go. Exactly. But you really, and in LA, I'm impressed. I feel like I'm part of like the five, the backup on the five.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Who needs Fox News? You got us. No, and they're good people. I know half the folks over there at Fox News too. I used to work at Fox many a year ago. But we started our LA channel about just under a year ago on LACA, and we're also actually on in the state of Florida on FLA.com. But that one, that's still in beta testing. But we're getting there. It's good. We got about 40,000 streams a morning, so we're working little by little.
Nice.
So it's
thank you for having me on again, and I send best wishes from a mutual friend. His name is Brucey, cousin Brucey. I know you go back in the day with him, and he said to say hello to you. We had a really big show with Brucey on May 28th at the Arts Center, 21,400 people. The problem is that we only see 17,000. So that we worried about that. Luckily, they didn't all show up, but we had cousin Brucey, Tommy James, very good friend, lives in New Jersey, and Peter Noon, and great show. Again, all free. We had a huge crowd. Very nice. So
that's
thank you for letting me speak a little bit about the foundation. It's 42 years old this year. And we do have this nice show that you have on the screen, Celebrate USA 250, free show, July 1st, 7 p.m. Tickets are still available. The U.S. Army Field Band actually opened for the Super Bowl this year. They've been out, maybe just a few years ago at the Arts Center. Very good, much in demand in D.C. and other places. So hopefully your listeners will go online and get some free tickets and come and join us.
That's, Ron, part of what you do. First of all, for those who don't realize, if you're new to New Jersey, the beautiful part about having, going to Homedale, first of all, it's coastal, so you can go to the beach and then go over to Homedale. It's awesome. But you're right in the middle of the state, so you're really not that far from any part of the state, whether you're coming from Philadelphia, coming from New York. It's a nice drive, and it's a nice drive because it's the Parkway. It's a pretty drive. It's such a great thing, and the summer concert series has become a tradition for so many New Jersey families because you have it right there in the middle of the summer. You're kicking off the holiday weekend. So just tell us the beginning to the end when we show up on July 1st. What can they expect?
Well, we have invited the governor. We're waiting to hear back. I think it would be her first time at the Arts Center. So Governor, if you're listening, I'll give you my cell number. Please let us know that you're coming. So hopefully she'll be there. And American Bombshells, really a lot of fun. I actually saw them with cousin Brucey on a WABC event in New York that they opened with John Catsimatidis, who owns WABC. Great, and we brought them to New Jersey. I think everybody's going to like him around this, this event, very patriotic event. So again, this is a big deal. America 250. It's a joint sponsorship by PNC Bank itself, Live Nation, New Jersey Turnpike Authority, and Monmouth 250 Committee. So a lot of people have been very, very helpful. The Army Field Band, I see on the screen that their little video is up, and they did a really nice job. They provided that to us, for marketing purposes, and hopefully, again, I've seen them over the years. They're really very, very good, and it's a great time of year right around the 4th of July. So hopefully, we're up to a lot of people already. I think we're up to maybe 12,000 people that have already requested e-tickets, but we still have more room. So please come and join us.
And Governor Sherrill, come on, go ahead. That's listen, the nice thing about something like this, it doesn't matter where you are politically, doesn't matter what's going on. This is a time to be an American and to be a proud New Jersey. We have so much to be proud of in New Jersey. And so, like, I don't know why any politician wouldn't embrace that. Just come running out. You're going to get cheers from the crowd. They're gonna embrace you as the governor. So come on out and have a good time with everybody. And I'm sure. Look, I've seen her. It's Governor Sherrill in a nice setting like this. She does great, and the crowd will love her. So she should really go there. And the series is made possible through partnerships and sponsors. How important is that support in keeping the performances free to the public?
They're very, very key. And we picked up after many years of pursuing. We were able to get AARP for the first time. They are actually sponsoring the July 1st show. I'm very, very grateful to them for doing that, and hopefully they'll continue on into the future. We're hoping. They're very impressed. We had some very large numbers. If you're looking for sponsors, it's nice when you get 21,000 people booking a show. That it makes it of interest to them from a marketing point of view. So very grateful for them to step up and help underwrite the cost of this. PNC Bank itself and Live Nation also contribute and keep us going, throughout the year. We have a spring season and a fall season. In the fall, we're still working on the schedule, but I think we're going to have Jay and the Americans in. They had a lot of hits, obviously, in the 60s, Cara Mia and several others. So that will be announced, a little bit later in the summer. We have something called Malt Shop Memories. That's a group of a lot of different oldies acts that come in. It's very popular. We've booked them for the last maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years. So they're back again in the fall. I think they're on September 16th. But again, we'll be announcing that officially very soon.
Of course, Jay and the Americans come a little bit closer now. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Come on, we got so many great tunes.
There you go.
And Cousin Brucey, just to recap, he taught me at NYU back in 1987. That's for people who are like, you were alive in 80? Yeah, I was alive way before then. But yeah, Brucey's a great guy. Brucey's close to 90 now, and he's still on WABC. I go down and do some stuff at WABC too. Friend of John Katzmatidis, great place, great guy, great guys, and it's great that you had some stuff there.
They really are. They help us market when Brucey shows are on, and you were 100% correct. He's over 90, and he's in better shape than me. I mean, he does his live 4-hour show. That's live, not taped, and
right.
It takes a lot. You're on the other side of the camera. It takes a lot to keep up and get your engineers playing the right music and the whole bit. So he really is an amazing guy. And we love him. He draws a huge crowd when he comes to Jersey.
He's always been this way. The energy this man has, it's just an incredible man he is. Well, Ron Gravino, you're an incredible man too. Vice President of the Garden State Arts Center. Give Garden State Arts Foundation, I should say, give everybody a website so they can get those tickets, those free tickets for July 1st.
Sure. It's at gsafoundation.org, and it'll pop right up, and you can go in and click on those on this show, and we look forward to seeing all of your fans, your viewers, and we appreciate you letting us get our message out through your station here, Ken. Much appreciated.
You are always welcome, my friend.
And if you want to come, let us know. I'll give you the secret code that you could come back, and then you can interview the governor free. No, I won't charge. It's all good. So
I'm actually working that whole weekend at two of the AM radio stations in New York. I'm filling in for
okay.
everybody else, so they could have a weekend off for a change. But
Oh, good.
otherwise, I
That's
would be
nice.
there because that's one
Nice.
of my favorite venues. I love that. I love the PNC Art Center. It's just fantastic. Ron Gravino, Vice President of the Garden State Arts Foundation. We love you. Come on anytime. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for doing
You
this.
bet.
Take care.
Thank you. All right. Happy summer too, and happy cannoli day. It is at 7:30 already. Wow. On the East Coast, 4:30 West. When we come back, Pacific Southern Railway is launching its first ever summer train show in New Jersey. James Murray, star of Impractical Jokers. He's going to tell us more about it. We're back in 2. Morning. It's 32 minutes past the hour, Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. Welcome back to Mornings with Ken Rosato, live on the East Coast and the West. Our friend meteorologist Mike Favetta has the forecast near you. And Mike, I'm sure on a day like this, you feel very joyous
Mhm.
to share the San Diego forecast with the entire nation, or
Yes,
chunks of the
that's
entire
right.
nation at least.
A place where the cannoli maybe not so great out on the West Coast. You got to stay the East Coast for the best cannoli, right? So, quick story for you. I proposed to my wife in a cannoli shell. I put the ring in a cannoli shell, empty. It didn't have any of the, the cheese, the ricotta on it. People asked me that, like, it got so dirty. No, no, no. But yeah, right on Arthur Avenue and East 187th Street in the Bronx. So
I
brought it,
mean,
brought it right
what
back
other
home.
way?
It was like a Bronx tale, basically.
What other way to get engaged if you're Italian American than with a
Mm-hmm.
cannoli? That's just the way.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a sweet story. Sweet
Yeah.
story, you get it.
There
Very,
you go.
very nice. I'll be here all day. Try the veal. I loved it. But what if she took a bite and swallowed a ring? What would have
Oh,
happened?
please. The way the baker was presenting it, he was so nervous he would fall out. It was like this. Under the
Mhm.
ruse of, oh, we're going to go fill cannoli before we go to dinner. Like, who goes for dessert before dinner? It was after so many attempts failed, I thought, all right, this
Oh,
is going to be the winner. And it worked
that
out.
is
But the
hysterical.
funniest part was it was right before a winter storm. So all of the Twitter accounts and all the social media was very, very active, if you will. But the storm never happened. So on all the channels where the meteorologist is, popping up on the screen, you see our engagement photo there instead of the snowstorm. It was very funny. It was, let's go take a
That's
live look at all the
awesome.
Twitter feeds. Here's the snow. Oh, there's Mike with his fiance. Yeah. It was so it's kind of like
You're all gonna be stuck in your house for a week. But wait a second, Mike got engaged. That's
it
great.
was it was this kind of fortuitous announcement that it didn't plan it that way, but here we are. So yeah,
That's very cool. But I'm
very
sure all the other meteorologists in the industry got to know that their friend and their colleague got engaged that way. That's a good thing.
and had a
Awesome,
good
sir.
cannoli to boot. Probably some of the best out there.
What's
So
more
yeah.
important than that?
So you can maybe head to Uncle
You have no
Giuseppe's,
idea,
ask for
Mike,
the Mike
what
special.
I mean, literally every drop of strength right now, every drop of
Uh-huh.
strength in
Oh
my
man,
body, drop of
that's
blood in my
rough.
body, fighting to.
Hear my stomach rumbling. Were those delivered this
Mm.
morning?
It was actually delivered yesterday afternoon, so
Okay,
we
all right.
had it in the fridge. But let me just tell
But
you something.
it's still
Listen,
crunchy.
listen. I don't know if you could hear it on the mic.
Oh, I hear that.
You hear how
You could
hard it
hear
is?
that from
It
a
is.
mile away, that crunch.
That shell is still, because let's just say that somebody may have taken a bite of one of them earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That shell is still crunchy. It is not soggy at all. I don't know what they do,
Wow.
but they are magic makers.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Mm,
magicians, I tell you.
mm.
I love them.
Sounds
My
delicious.
dear friends, our dear friends at Uncle Giuseppe. Tio in Spanish, zio in Italian, zio Giuseppe. Grazie tanto. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I got to think. Okay, got to think about the forecast now. Can't think food because now I'm really hungry after that. Plenty of great weather to enjoy. Maybe stroll over to your local pastry shop with all of the clear sky, or head to Uncle Giuseppe's because it's going to be a beautiful day to do so. Not so much in the rain that comes back tomorrow morning at this time, and especially again on Thursday. You see all these showers down across the south, really bombarding the Gulf Coast states with some heavy wet weather. But it's that dry weather out west promoting lots of warmth and even some heat potential with the heat wave ongoing. Thanks to that northerly winds, the Santa Ana winds here, big problem because bringing down all of those dry, gusty winds to the coast is allowing for that fuel to make things really hot. Now, as we head into Thursday morning, you see that marine layer try to work back in and then it goes back out to sea with the breezes. But that'll be the kind of rinse and repeat every single day as we head into the afternoon. Maybe even some valley fog as we head into Saturday morning. So West Coast heat remains with that clear sky every day and the unusually hot weather. Again, temperatures 10 to 20 degrees above average, even right down toward the coast. Out across the East Coast, we enjoy our beautiful sunny, dry weather today with low humidity. It kind of feels like average California weather here, but it's that very heavy wet weather down along the Gulf Coast states. You see it right there. That's prompting some flash flooding where the rainfall is needed most because you have that ongoing drought that continues there. The futurecast showing another round of wet weather returning here tomorrow across New Jersey and, of course, down across the southeast, whereas that front will push on through, giving us drier weather by the weekend. As we head into Saturday, a beautiful Father's Day forecast for all dads here across New Jersey before more rain comes in by Monday, Ken.
All right, there you go. Thank you, sir. By the way, I remember when I worked at Channel 7 a gazillion years ago, because you talk about they hid the ring in the cannoli shell when you got engaged.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at Channel 7, Fisher, I could see Fisher on the screen right now. He's saying, "What the hell's he talking about cannolis for?" You're just joining us, Fisher. We'll share a cannoli with Fisher here, just so you can see in the preview monitor. Here, Fisher. We're going to
You're
send a
so proud
cannoli
of
to
these.
Atlanta. Yes. Listen, I'll tell you why I'm so proud. I'm so proud because I had resistance. I didn't eat the 2 dozen that they sent me. Uh,
Two
that's why
dozen.
I'm so proud.
Oh my
Two
goodness,
dozen,
Ken.
yes. I'm gonna be. I'm good. I only have right. Pam says you only have two on that plate. Let's just say that I had a good evening. Let's just say that, okay? But I remember doing an Nathan's famous contest, hot dog eating contest, in about 15 years ago for Channel 7, and I covered it
Mm-hmm.
live in Brooklyn, in Coney Island. And somebody proposed by putting the ring on the hot dog, but she bit into the bun.
Oh
She didn't
no.
swallow it, but I remember that like it became an issue. Like we thought she was going to swallow it, but that was they proposed with the ring on the hot dog. I think the cannoli shell is probably a little more attractive. Let's put it that way.
And sanitary.
And sanitary. But nothing like an occasional Nathan's hot dog's a good thing too.
Hmm.
All right, sir. We'll check back. Thank you very, very much, Mike.
You bet.
Beautiful. 59 degrees right now, northern New Jersey, 57 Trenton to Los Angeles, 62, 62 also in San Diego. In terms of traffic, we do have a bit of it to tell you about. Let's go over to 80 We have delays on I-80 eastbound vicinity of exit 35, Mount Hope Avenue, Rockaway. All lanes are open, but that is just bumper to bumper volume. And again, as I said before, look, they're driving right into the sun. The sun is to the front left. You could see, in fact, the reflection in the middle of the lens. That's where it is, front left. That's east. Coming right in their faces. Don't think that doesn't have something to do with it. Everybody's blinded by the glare, and that's what's going on. So again, that's I-80 Mount Hope Avenue, Rockaway Township. All lanes open, just delays stretch back about 2 miles, all because I think of sun glare right now. Route 440, we have delays northbound south of Route 616, New Brunswick Avenue in Woodbridge to the Outer Bridge crossing Perth Amboy. All lanes are open, but nonetheless, that's a bit slow. We have, let's go to incidents. Now we're told, excuse me, that delay on I-80, Pam, to our director. No, now they're saying it's a crash. It's not just delays because of the sun. Yeah, that's why it was so heavy. Okay, over to 280, we have a crash westbound east of exit 11, Freeway Drive east in Orange City Township. The center lane is now closed. Power failure, Route 36, northbound by Laurel Avenue and Hazlitt. All lanes are open. I believe there was an earlier crash there, so that's probably connected. And then we have delays also right now on 280 westbound by I-80, Parsippany Troy Hills. All lanes open, just very heavy. Your Hudson River crossings, we have a lot of problems. Do you have the Columbia Avenue Pam? If you can, this is going into the Lincoln Tunnel. We're talking about major delays right now, about 40 minutes already in at the Lincoln. If we have it, if we don't, that's okay. So there we go. So that is really exceptionally slow right now. 40 minutes at the Lincoln. And then we have, my God, that's really ugly. We also have about 35 minutes now at the Holland Tunnel, much better, but we'll check in on that cam in a bit. Let's go to the GWB upper and lower levels, and you'll see the mess that we have there. That is going to cost you 45 minutes solid, upper level on the right, lower on the left. LA traffic, we have just a few things. A collision in Altadena. That's on the 210 at East Rosemead Boulevard on-ramp. In South LA, there's a hit and run, no injuries. That's on Lime Avenue. And another traffic collision, Santa Fe Springs at the 5 and the Florence Avenue off-ramp. So a lot of stuff going on today. Traffic, a lot heavy. Your best bet is actually mass transit. It is currently on or close to schedule, and that's going to be the best bet for you right now. All right, it is coming up on 43 minutes past the hour. And when we come back, a major shakeup in the world of streaming. Fox Corporation has worked a deal to acquire Roku for a staggering $22 billion. That's got to be close to a record. On New Jersey's technology and media strategist, Fisher, he's going to be here and give all the details about what this means in the world of streaming. And meteorologist Mike Favetta comes back with a beautiful forecast. Taking calls at 888-658-0234. You're watching Mornings with Ken Rosato, now live on the East Coast and the West. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back to Mornings with Ken Rosato. 45 minutes past the hour, taking calls at 888-658-0234. Meteorologist Mike Favetta on this National Cannoli Day, celebrating with glee his two little ones and his doggie and his beautiful wife, Stephanie. I didn't mean to put it in that order, Mike. I don't know why I did. But nonetheless, with a forecast for your city, I think we should celebrate nationwide the beautiful weather with a cannoli.
Hmm.
Or a
Yeah,
cannoli,
yeah,
I should say,
absolutely. Or
singular.
canola, well, do multiple. Because these come in multiple. You can't have just one, right? Going into a day like
Like
today,
kids.
fantastic. Exactly, like kids. We start off with a really sunny, clear sky, low humidity, lots of great weather all across the East Coast today. Look at that forecast right through this evening. Get a chance to get outside, and then we have some storms come through early tomorrow morning, followed by another round tomorrow evening and Thursday. This is the front that moves in. Ahead of the front, mind you, it's going to be warm, humid, even hot with temperatures approaching the upper 90s, but it doesn't last much longer than Friday because we have another round of wet weather that comes through going into Friday afternoon. Saturday should clear out beautifully, and with that cold front pushing through, it dries out the air significantly. So the end of the month through the June 30th featuring slightly cooler than average weather. Still, all the heat locked across the southeast and even out west. You see it here with well above average temperatures, but the wet weather likely confined to most of the south and even across much of New Jersey. So it's going to take a little bit of time, I think, to see some of that persistent dry weather return. It's also doing a great job on the drought. We're improving the drought, which was pretty bad just a few weeks ago across the southeast. Here in New Jersey, however, our drought is continuing to worsen. We'll talk more about that with another check of try that again. Your New Jersey forecast, Ken. See, it's the cannoli. I'm salivating thinking about these cannoli that are sitting right behind you.
There is no reason not to salivate, sir. So I think you just nailed it. I mean, and you know what? I just determined at the end of the world when we all get word of it, and we'll be broadcasting it here live. So, but at the end of the world, we should all have a cannoli in the fridge ready to go. Just make sure you have the shell separate from the cream and pipe it in at the
Uh-huh.
last second. Just say, wait a second, meteor. Wait a second, asteroid. I have to pipe my cannoli. So go pipe your cannoli. All right. Thank you. Thank you
You
very
bet.
much, Mike. Could we edit that part out? I don't know. We can. Well, I'll check back with you, Mike, just a little bit. It is 7:47 East Coast, 4:47, actually 4:48 now, West Coast. In terms of temperatures, 57 degrees right now in northern New Jersey, 57 Trenton, West Coast 62 in Los Angeles, and it is 61 degrees in San Diego. A couple of issues. We have right now a crash on 280 westbound, east of exit 11 Freeway Drive in Orange City, impacting traffic east and west. The center lane right now, 3 lanes closed eastbound. I'm sorry, westbound. Sorry to confuse that, westbound. So that's causing a problem. You can see the westbound traffic right now because the sun is behind them. You see behind them and to their right, but behind them. That's so that they're headed right now. Yeah, that's a problem for them. They're headed westbound on 280. That's going to be about a 2 to 3 mile backup. Over to let's see, Route 36. We have a power failure now northbound at Laurel Avenue, Hazlitt Township. All lanes are open. Route 21 delays southbound south of Chester Avenue to 280 in Newark. All lanes are currently open. And now we have something on Route 3. Route 3 delays westbound Garden State Parkway to Route 46 in Clifton. All lanes are open. That passes right in front of On New Jersey Studios, just to let you know. Problems going to the Hudson River right now. The Lincoln Tunnel on 495, that's going to cost you a good solid 40 minutes. And a lot of that is just sun glare as people drive east. The Holland Tunnel rather approach right now. There it is to the Lincoln. Holland Tunnel approach right now, which is from Route 78 to 139 into the Holland. That's about a 35-minute delay. And GWB upper and lower levels, extraordinarily heavy right now on a fair weather day. Upper level on the right, lower on the left, and that's a solid 45-minute ride in, unfortunately. West Coast, just a couple of things to tell you about. Traffic collision, Altadena, 210 and Rosemead Boulevard on-ramp. We have a hit and run, no injuries reported, South LA on Lime Avenue, and a traffic collision, unknown injuries, Santa Fe Springs on the 5 at the Florence Avenue off-ramp. 50 minutes past the hour, a major shakeup in the world of streaming, and we are part of that world in a much smaller way, but nonetheless. Fox Corporation has worked a deal to acquire Roku. for a staggering $22 billion. On New Jersey's technology and media strategist, Fisher, who could be found on X and Threads with username @Fisher and through his website, fisher.media, joins us now with more. And good morning to you, Fisher.
Good morning. Can we quickly talk about the cannolis? Because I have a problem in the fact that there's no way I'm getting one in Atlanta, Georgia. So you waving them around on the TV, while I'm standing here is not cool.
Listen, you are the technology guru. Figure out a way to Star Trek them there, and
All
we
right,
could
let's just
make
roll the
material.
prompter. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So tell me, this move is going to bring together Fox's successful lineup of news, sports, and Tubi, which is its current streaming service, with Roku and their powerful
Mm-hmm.
streaming platform. They have 100 million devices, or 100 million households that they're in. They have more than that in terms of devices.
You
So
have
what is this?
taken the whole story. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, they used to do it to me when I was on when I was a reporter. Yeah, you got to deal with it.
Yeah,
No, but
that's the main deal.
so
That's the main deal. 100 million
yeah.
monthly active users. That was the last reported. I don't believe Roku actually reports that anymore, but it is a big deal. $22 billion in cash and stocks. It's valued at approximately $160 per share. The purchase includes $96 per share in cash plus the Fox stock. Fox shareholders will own approximately 73% of the combined company. Roku shareholders will take 27%. And it merges Fox News's sports networks and Fast Streamer. Fast is free ad-supported streaming television. They have Tubi, and then, of course, Roku's streaming devices, the platform, the Roku channel, the TVs that they make, including this one behind me. The deal has been approved by both boards and is expected to close in the first half of 2027, subject to any regulatory approvals. The move does emphasize live sports, news, advertising revenue, and digital expansion into streaming subscription. As traditional TV evolves, Fox anticipates $400 million in annual cost savings, plus additional revenue upside from the combination. And again, Ken, 100 million monthly active users. So every time you use a Roku device, Roku television, it is logged in and it has some basic information. We've talked about before the importance of your email address, right? So that gives a lot of information just based on the fact that I have the email address and I log into Roku, I log into ESPN or my Hulu or whatever it is, that having that information, knowing that's me, it gives them a lot of demographic and geographic information about their users. So Fox having that and then being able to advertise all their Fox sports, Fox News, Fox, TV shows on the normal broadcast channel, whatever they own from their O&Os and delivering it directly to those people in the areas that they're trying to serve is the main get here.
And here's a quick question. Right away I thought, well, are they going to exclusivize, if you will, Fox access? But I don't think they would, because
You
right
don't
now
make
you get
revenue
all
that
your
way.
channels. Right, exactly. Because think about this. ABC owns Hulu. When ABC started Hulu, because Hulu was like a kind of quasi shared service at one point. They still had Fox stuff on there and whatnot.
And
So,
right, that's the last deal that
yeah.
Fox really did was selling the Fox or the part of Hulu back to Disney. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's there's that bedroom situation where everybody intermingles. As long as you can make money, we can make money. It's it, and everybody's happy. It's not like anybody's
Absolutely.
upset about it. Except you get to a point where everybody's paying $5 for this subscription service, $10 for that
Yes.
subscription, $20 for that. I'm still being billed monthly for something for Roku that I don't even remember what I subscribe to. So I got to figure it
That's
out.
good.
It just says Roku bill. It's like
You should
$11.99
try
a month. I have
logging on
no
to
idea.
Roku. That'll solve a lot of the problems.
Well, why don't you could help me do that after the program. How about
I'm
that?
busy. I got
I'll
things
get
to
on the
do.
interwebs.
Got to find a cannoli.
So now that's all it takes for you, just a cannoli. So shifting gears a little bit, your best friend and mine, Elon Musk, who's now worth a couple of $1 trillion, or his company is SpaceX, taking artificial intelligence to literal new heights with its new
Yep.
orbital AI computer satellite called AI-1. So now what's the difference between this and the Starlink satellites? It's
Right.
two different points, right?
Right, and technically this doesn't really, it has to do with AI, but in reality what he's doing, it's the first satellite designed exclusively for running, it's It's a data center in space. That's what it is. It's a data center in space. So yes, it has to do with AI, but it is literally putting the data center up in space. It's not for internet like Starlink, but it's for high power computing. And it's floating 3,763 miles above the Earth. So data centers, as we've talked about, have power problems with the power grids and cooling water and complaining. So in space, you have constant sunlight for free, 24/7 through solar panels. The radiative cooling in the vacuum, which means a lot of people have said, well, you can't put all that heat into space. How does the sun work? I mean, what are we talking about here? So, and then you will have no need for water to cool the data centers because you have space. Elon Musk says AI-1 is easier to build. It's just large solar arrays, a big radiator for the heat, and they feed the data, because that's, you know, another question is, what are they going to run cables? No, they're not going to run cables. They use lasers to shoot the data back to Earth. And then they have AI modules that obviously SpaceX will be able to swap out. And it's just or their ships as it is. This is just the first SpaceX AI-1 that they plan on putting up. The talk is potentially up to 1 million satellites that could deliver gigawatts of AI capacity using Starship launches. It's the SpaceX ship, and that should start, they're saying the first one could be up around 2028. Experts debate radiative cooling efficiency. Think about the sun. Radiation hardened chips, launch costs, latency for the communications, and of course, long-term orbital debris risks. Having 1 million satellites just for this, plus SpaceX, plus all the other satellites, that actually could be the most legitimate. Now, I am not a space expert and I do not play one on television, but everybody has to complain about everything.
You know, listen, for real, you're flying in a plane. Think about having 1 million objects a few miles above your head that might go rogue or go out of orbit. Do you want to be flying at 36,000 feet?
I think
and
that
all
the
of a sudden
problem is
have
more
like a meteor?
for, well, I think the debris risks are more for the space station, for space craft up. And I think it's more for when we decide to go to space as a, you know, more than just NASA and SpaceX. That might be a problem. I'm not worried about a satellite falling from space and hitting me as I go 600 miles across the sky.
I don't think these satellites, from what I've read, and I don't know for sure, I'm not an expert either, but I believe all of these satellites are in lower orbit than the traditional satellites or the space station.
Yeah,
These are much
3,700 miles
lower
above
than
is
those.
not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to thousands, which is what
Correct.
like the space station is and stuff. But it's still,
Although
leave it to Elon.
I did see, I know we are quick on time. I saw a picture that somebody said, look at all the SpaceX satellites because it was a recent shot of the sky, and you saw none of them. I mean, it's space. Like, this is big. Like, there's not a worry.
You could put millions and not be impacted, because all you got to do is think about all the rocks floating up there that we don't even see or know about. So,
yep.
All right, we love it. Fascinating stuff on New Jersey's technology media strategist Fisher, the man devoid of cannolis in the state of Georgia, who can be found on X and Threads with username @Fisher and through his website, fisher.media.
I'm leaving.
We have to get the website.
I'm out.
Yes, we have to get cannoli.com for you. As always, we thank you for coming on this morning. I'll have to eat one for you. How about that?
Yeah, you definitely eat one.
All right.
Edit that one out. See ya.
He absolutely has. He left me speechless. Thank you, Fisher. We'll see you next week, bud. 59 minutes past the hour. Those of you watching on LACA on the West Coast, if you're still watching, stay tuned for your local news. If you're watching ONNJ, we'll be right back live with New Jersey news, opinion, weather, and traffic. Thanks for watching Mornings with Ken Rosato. Back in 2. Very good morning. It is 8:01, Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. Welcome to On New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato, taking calls at 888-658-0234. An absolutely beautiful, comfortable late spring day today. Highs in the upper 70s, low humidities. Meteorologist Mike Favetta has the full Garden State forecast. Good morning to you, Mike. This
It
is
does.
basically the San Diego forecast every day, right?
Basically, yeah. Nice, dry, low humidity. We had a little bit of a breeze yesterday. If you went to the beach and
It
had
was
saw the umbrellas
perfect.
flapping around, it
Perfect.
was gorgeous. It was nice. But with
Mm.
the sunshine abounding today, we get a repeat. Lots of great weather, even less wind this afternoon. And as far as high temperatures go, we're starting off in the low 60s with that crisp, cool air, running about 5 to 7 degrees cooler than this time yesterday, 11 degrees cooler up in Sussex, and the dew points. Oh, this is lovely. This is California weather with the very dry air that's in place. Little to no humidity, especially by June standards outside today. So we start off clear this morning. We remain clear through the afternoon. The futurecast is dry. Temperatures warm up to 80 degrees up in Hackensack, 79 in Newark. What a lovely way to finish out the day with not a cloud. Tomorrow, very different story. We begin the day with some thunderstorms that roll through New Jersey, giving us some gusty breezes, putting a more humid feel upon us, and temperatures holding only in the mid 70s. But look what happens by Thursday, spiking to the 90s with that muggy weather, the heat and the humidity returning. Friday, likely see more clouds than sun as the showers pass on through, and then we're dry once more on Saturday. So it's kind of baby steps getting back to the pleasant weather after a few hiccups along the way. Thursday is going to be a warm one, though, especially with that heat and humidity combined. Friday, decent, looking to improve as we head to start off the weekend. We'll take another check of your forecast. The summer is in view, with summer beginning early Sunday morning this Sunday.
And here's what gets me sad. Now, as much
Mm,
as I love spring and summer,
yeah,
I'm always anticipatory. I always look ahead. You know I don't know, but you could figure it out. What do I immediately think of when I think of summer? And
you think
once you
of
kick into the first day, you think about, I always think ahead. Oh my God, that means fall is next. It means, so the longest day of the year is
yeah.
Sunday, right?
Yes,
Summer
it is.
solstice. And then
Yep.
after that, starting Monday, each day will get a minute or roughly a minute
Mm,
shorter
true.
until my seasonal depression kicks in. And then you'll have to deal with me then. And you don't want to deal with me then.
Noted.
Yes, noted. I'll go get my medications right now. All right, Mike. Thank you very much, sir. 4 minutes past the hour, 58 degrees in northern New Jersey, 61 in Trenton, and it is 60 degrees now in Vineland. It's 57 degrees in Cape May. In terms of traffic, we do have a lot of it already. Let's go to Route 17 right now. Southbound, there are delays. This is not a crash, just a lot of delays. Southbound from Route 4 Paramus to Passaic Street, Rochelle Park. All lanes are open, but if you look on the left side of your screen, you can see the real crawl there. It's only about 3 to 5 miles an hour as people make their way through. We have delays also, Garden State Parkway, pardon me, northbound from exit 125 to 127, 2 to 3 mile delay. That's in Woodbridge. And then over to Route 36. There's a power failure northbound at Laurel Avenue and Hazlitt. All lanes are open, just again, causing some delays through there. Hudson River crossings have been just a mess today, an absolute mess. In fact, let's go. Pam, do you have the Turnpike approach to the Holland? 139, if you can. So we're told we have delays now at the Holland Tunnel South Tunnel, the eastbound side from New Jersey to New York. It says all lanes open. Travel time right now is 30 to 35 minutes. So I don't know if we have Route 139. Oh, the shot's not working. All right. All right. No problem. Thank you, though, for checking, Pam. The Lincoln Tunnel approach right now is also 35 minutes. GWB is really a mess. Look at the upper and lower levels of the GWB 8095. This is a solid 45 minutes in. Really bad upper level on the right. Pardon me. Lower level on the left. And I think a lot of this, we don't have any crashes to report. A lot of this is just sun glare. It is so beautiful out and the sun is so strong that you can see that they're driving into the sun because they're headed eastbound. And I think a lot of it's just causing people to not be able to see well and they're just going really slow, to avoid accidents. You know what? I'll take a slow move because of sun glare rather than people going fast in the blinding sun and getting into an accident and causing 2 hours of delays. Think about it that way. See, always have a positive thought. All right. Thank you very much for that shot there, Pam. It's 6 minutes after 8 in summer. It's supposed to be a time to relax, but for many families, the season can quickly become overwhelming as routine change occurs and activities pile up and schedules become less predictable. Our next guest says a few simple organization strategies can help reduce your stress and create a much calmer, more zen, more enjoyable summer at home. Joining us now is Amber Taggart, productivity and organization expert, founder of the Organizer Chicks. Please excuse my laryngetic voice today, and we say good morning to you. Good to have you on.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Ken.
You bet. Now, if all those people driving in all that traffic could have just organized their time better, they would not be stuck in traffic. If they had just left maybe 15 minutes earlier, taken a different route, right? Figured out the route better. But no. So that's so
It's
funny
not
to
the
me. I
route.
used to
I'm
be
here
in
to
that.
tell you, it's not the road that's the problem. That's actually one of the first things that got me thinking about becoming a professional organizer and a productivity expert in the first place was the statistic that the average American is wasting 17 minutes a day looking for things that they've lost or misplaced. And because I'm a nerd, I did the math. What is 17 minutes a day over the course of a week, a month, the average human lifespan? And it's an incredible amount of time. It ends up being 49.25 full weeks of life. And when we're running around in the morning looking for those things we've lost or misplaced, we're inevitably 17 minutes late getting out the door a lot of mornings. And so we're stuck in traffic when maybe the plan could have should have been to leave a little bit earlier. And so I'm passionate about helping people to, yes, manage their time better. And one great way to do that is to manage your physical stuff better. And so that's why I'm here and that's what I'm all about.
That is amazing. So literally, the average person wastes a year of their life looking for stuff or pretty close to it. Just amazing. And it really is just a matter of organizing stuff. I have a buddy of mine, Scotty B, who's on Z100 in the morning and nationwide. He has been on extreme couponing, and there's something else he's been on. But anyway, in
Oh,
order to
wow.
maintain his extreme couponing, he is so orderly. He has everything in its place, and he has in his basement racks of stuff that's just but he could, if you ask him where's such and such, he'll tell you immediately. He knows exactly where it is.
Yes,
So this guy is going to enjoy
absolutely.
every second of his life. So you talk about a summer reset, right? So why is it so
Yeah,
important for families to have that summer reset then?
right. The truth of the matter is, and I'm a mother of four, but we have so few summers with our kids, and we want to make the most of them. We want to have fun ourselves. We want to have adventures, and we want to not be yelling at our kids all summer, right? So it's crucial that we have a time where we say, hey, family, let's have a family meeting. One of the key indicators of creating behavior change is making sure that somebody understands the answer to the crucial question, what's in it for me? And so
Mm.
have a sit down meeting with your family and talk about all the things you'd like to be able to do this summer. Any plans that you have coming up, any hopes for being able to get everyone to a myriad of different practices or pool hangouts with buddies, but talk about the fact that we need family buy in. And if you're not already assigning chores to kids, I promise you, no matter how young they may be, and no matter how old they may be, it's not too early and it's not too late to make sure that family understands we're all in this together. We all have some responsibilities here, and help them to see again the answer to that question, what's in it for me? If we
Interesting.
can have a more smooth morning because everyone knows where their shoes are, we can get out the door in time. You'll get parents who are more calm, who are more chill, who are more happy to spend time with you and take you to the places. B, we're going to get there on time. And here's what we're going to hopefully do. Get their buy-in too. What do they want to be doing? Help them to feel like they've got skin in the game. And that is a huge, huge help. And it's not the only thing. We still have to deal with the physical stuff, which is hugely important. But making sure that it is indeed a family situation and not just all on mom's shoulders will make a big difference.
You know, do people just tend to put certain things off, and they just like, for instance, I noticed that about a year ago, I had something that I would always need in my cabinets in the kitchen. And I would always have like stuff that was not being used, that was blocking the stuff that I needed, right? And every time I needed to get to what I needed, I had to remove half the cabinet and look for the thing that I needed.
If you
And
actually want
finally,
it,
one day I
right?
said, I'm not using these 7 items, and I threw them out. And boom,
I love
I
that.
saved myself like a minute each time. Is it just basic stuff like that we just don't take a moment to fix on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah. Your experience is so relevant because one of the things I always encourage people to do is look for the places where you're a little bit annoyed. Watch for and be mindful of and respectful of those times when something is feeling agitating to you. And that's a really good indicator that there's something that's not flowing well in your system of organization. And for anybody who's listening who's thinking, I've tried to get organized before and it didn't go so well, the number one tip I could give you is that you probably need to do quite a bit of letting go. Americans have too much stuff as a general rule. It's a wonderful problem to have, but it's a problem. In the United States, we have just fewer than 4% of the world's children, but more than 40% of the world's toys, for instance. And that's obviously a statistic that deals with children's things, but I guarantee you, as adults, we have more than our fair share of toys too, whether they're, books or crafts or whatever it might be. And so a huge key to being able to create those systems and processes that are going to allow to find your things and utilize your things easier and to have those more smooth mornings and not be stuck in the traffic is to do a deep and thorough letting go of items. And oftentimes it's really overwhelming. And people say, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. I look at this room and it's just clutter. And I would invite you to have a paradigm shift with me this morning. In the English language, the word clutter is a singular noun, which indicates that this is one thing. And that's kind of how we think of it. We look at it holistically. We say, look at this clutter. Oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. But the truth is, the real definition of clutter is just delayed decisions and deferred actions. So it's the mail that came in that you plopped on the counter instead of making decisions, whether to just recycle or, put that immediately in the inbox to be answered. And it's the shoes we kicked off in the floor and then didn't pick up as soon as we left the room. Or sometimes, again, it's those delayed decisions. So, I wore this shirt for an hour last night. And then when I took it off, I couldn't decide if I felt like it was still clean or not. So I put it over the back of the chair as if anything ever got more clean overnight, right? So once we recognize we're delaying a decision, we can say, you know what, I just need to have a protocol in place and make that choice and put it where it goes, the hamper or back in the closet, and stop delaying a decision or, deferring that action. But once we do that, two things can happen. Once we have this paradigm shift, that clutter is kind of a misnomer. Maybe we should call it clutters because it's actually just a pileup of little bitty independent things we didn't do or make a decision about. And so the two things that helps us to do is one, to undo that damage. When we can stop looking at it holistically and say, no, in fact, this is just a bunch of little things. And I can spend 5-10 minutes taking one little thing at a time and placing that back in its home. Then that helps us to undo the damage, but also, very importantly, it helps us to avoid cluttering up the space next time. If we can be cognizant of the fact that every time I leave the room and I left my, whatever it was, my cup behind from where I was having a drink, that is contributing to a problem that future me is going to have to solve.
Amber, it's amazing. And my mother used to say, just make an appointment with yourself tomorrow, 30 minutes. This way you don't feel like my whole day, 30 minutes, and I'm going to do this 4 square feet. If you just do that and stick that, you won't feel overwhelmed. That's what she used to always do. But I love this. I love what you do. It's a public service. What's a website for more information, Amber?
Absolutely. You can find us at theorganizerchicks.com. And same with basically all of the social media outlets. Just find us at The Organizer Chicks.
You are awesome. Amber Taggart, productivity and organization expert, founder of The Organizer Chicks. She's the organizer chick right there. Thank you for coming on this morning, Amber. Great advice.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. And it is a beautiful sunny day. We got 78 degrees today. We're coming back in 2 minutes on New Jersey Mornings. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. Ken Rosato at 8:18, taking calls at 888-658-0234. Straight to meteorologist Mike Favetta. He is so happy to share with you a beautiful
Uh-huh.
Garden State forecast. Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, and give you a little lesson in dew point along the way, because just how dry it will be, the humidity, it doesn't tell the whole story. Humidity is a number that comes from dew point, so why not go back to the origin and look at how gorgeous it will be weather-wise. With the actual air temperature holding in the 70s today, that's right even inland. I don't even think we make it to 80. It'll feel nice and dry and warm, and with that dew point, or the temperature where the air is saturated, in the 40s this morning, it's lovely. It stays dry all afternoon. Tomorrow, that number jumps into the 60s, and that's where it turns muggy and humid, noticeably muggy, even through the end of the day. But then we get Miami levels of humidity by Thursday, especially with the dew points in the 70s in northern New Jersey. That is really sticky, and it will make it feel quite humid throughout our Thursday afternoon before humidity drops going into Friday with a pleasant feel. That also corresponds to a warmer heat index, because on Thursday, look at how it'll feel like 98 degrees Thursday afternoon. That's in the shade, feeling much hotter in the sun, even for you in Newark, 98 degrees there, 98 in Trenton. So really warm, humid weather on the way. Briefly, builds tomorrow, but really socks in us in on Thursday, and then turns much drier and more pleasant and comfortable for the weekend. We have a lovely level of sunshine today. UV index is at an 8, which is very high. The highest it gets all year here in New Jersey is a 10, and I think we could make it there, especially before the week is through. So looking ahead, our forecast remains dry today into tomorrow. We have clear sky, but it's tomorrow afternoon, even as early as tomorrow morning. We get a few of these thunderstorms that come through, racing on by, preventing us from warming too quickly into the 80s, but it's that heat and humidity building for Thursday that really make it feel uncomfortable just the one day this week. Couple early morning showers on Friday, which lead to some clouds by the afternoon, and the clearing with the cold front that occurs on Saturday will make it feel lovely with lots of dry weather. And even going into the weekend, that dry weather is around. It stays here right through Sunday, maybe some clouds late Sunday in advance of some rain on Monday, but beyond that, we're dry for the better part of next week. So the weekend forecast for Dad looks great. Warm weather, lots of sunshine, temperatures both days in the 80s. A really, really pretty Father's Day weekend ahead, Ken.
All right, sir. Thank you very, very much. I love all those little sunshines. Happy little suns. Paint a little happy little sun. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, Mike. By the way, Mike, coming up in our next segment, you know who's coming up, don't you?
Uh-oh. Oh, I see the preview. That is a busy kitchen. That's going to be fun.
Uh-huh. Uncle Giuseppe's. Yeah, yeah. When
Mm-hmm.
I think of Uncle Giuseppe's, I'm in my happy place. It could be gray and snowing and ugly out. And I think Uncle Giuseppe's and I have a smile on my face. I don't know, just my happy
Mm-hmm.
place.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know. All right, Mike, we'll check back. Thank you, sir. 59
You
degrees
bet.
northern New Jersey, 61 Trenton. It is 58 in Cape May. Just a beautiful, beautiful forecast. Thanks to Mike there. Appreciate it. A couple of issues right now, not so beautiful on these roadway areas here. Route 17, we have delays southbound from Terminal Road, Rutherford to Polito Avenue, Lyndhurst. All lanes are open, but that's pretty heavy right now. On 206, we have delays. That's southbound from south of Drakesdale Road to Flanders Netcong Road, Mount Olive. All lanes open again, very, very slow and heavy. Over to 287, there's a disabled vehicle northbound, north of exit 1, which is US 1 Edison. Center lane of 4 lanes closed, and that's just causing some backups right there, making your way. This is about a mile before that incident, so you know that. Going to the Hudson River crossings, the Lincoln and Holland are both reporting 35 to 40, but you're really heavy at the GWB right now. It's 45 plus minutes, upper and lower levels, and I think a lot of it's just sun glare, upper level on the right, lower level is on the left. 822, an ICE agent fired a weapon during an arrest attempt in Stafford Township. Police say the suspect fled in a vehicle. About 9:30 Monday morning, the fleeing driver allegedly struck the ICE agent while escaping custody. The agent fired at the vehicle, reportedly hitting it. The suspect escaped. Authorities haven't confirmed an injury, and the incident remains under investigation by agencies other than local police because New Jersey's a sanctuary state. New Jersey doesn't, the governor will not allow anything connected with this. But you know what? Governor and state police, if a federal agent got hit by a car that's fleeing a federal crime, that's where the state police and the local police are supposed to get involved. And if they don't, that's where the federal government has to step in and impose sanctions on the state. Sorry, but this is where they cross the line. When I say they cross the line, if somebody hits somebody with their car, at that point, forget about the sanctuary status. You're telling me the federal agent doesn't have the same rights as an individual citizen if they get struck by a car, no matter what they were doing leading up to it. At that point, they're a citizen. And at that point, they should have the rights of the police department locally, just like anybody else. So this is I don't be surprised if it doesn't end up in federal court. That is just ridiculous that, you don't have fewer rights if you work for the federal government. If you work for the Social Security Administration, you're based in Newark. Does that mean that when you come out of the SSA, if somebody hits you with their car, that local police aren't going to help you? That's just that then goes beyond the line of ridiculousness. It is 24 minutes after 8. Last Thursday, the New Jersey Hall of Fame hosted an exclusive World Cup event at the American Dream Mall. The reception highlighted some of the best of the Garden State in light of the state's recent global attention. Attendees held a private access moment to the NJ Hall of Fame and the chance to interact with some of the state's most iconic figures. Governor Mikey Sherrill started the day off with a surprise call, and some of the guests took their turn to speak with Big Joe Henry on the New Jersey 101.5 radio show and Coach Greg Schiano of Rutgers football and David Bryan of Bon Jovi. They each joined in. Tommy James, who was inducted in 2016, soon arrived with Eddie Brigatti from the band The Rascals to personally announce their induction to the Hall of Fame. Actor and comedian, my personal friend Joe Piscopo, closed out the show with the World Cup now here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, normally called MetLife. New Jersey is, of course, ready for its moment to shine. Thousands of fans faced transportation delays after Saturday's World Cup match. Heavy traffic and rideshare shortages stranded many visitors for hours, many of them with very expensive tickets. Some fans waited for over an hour in crowded pickup areas. Drivers accepted rides but struggled to reach designated locations. NJ Transit reported moving more than 21,000 fans. They say they did it efficiently. 8:25, a fast-moving fire tore through a Franklin Township strip mall Sunday night. Firefighters arrived quickly and battled the blaze for several hours. 6 businesses, including a supermarket, pharmacy, and laundromat, all were damaged. No injuries because the businesses were closed. Owners of the affected businesses say they plan to rebuild, and officials are investigating the cause, although they think lightning may have caused it. 8:26, a Senate committee approved legislation creating an annual New Jersey History Day. The observance would take place each year, December 18th. The date marks New Jersey's ratification of the U.S. Constitution. The bill comes ahead of America's 250th, and the measure now moves forward in the legislative process. And New Jersey gas prices continue to fall, dropping nearly 15 cents per gallon last week. Now that the Iran deal seems to be a done deal, watch those prices continue to fall. Right now, the average statewide is $4.07. That's 41 cents lower this month versus last. National gas prices dropped below $4 a gallon. We have, of course, New Jersey state tax, which is why it's a little higher. But you can get it for like $3.90 in Florida right now. Further declines depend on continued stability between the U.S. and Iran, but it looks like that's going to be a done deal. And a U.S. Air Force B-52 Stratofortress bomber crashed and burst into flames shortly after takeoff from Edwards Air Force Base in California. All 8 people aboard, a mix of military personnel, government civilians, and defense contractors, were killed. The plane was flying a routine test mission when it went down just past 11 a.m. local time, and the crash left almost nothing behind of the plane, unfortunately. They're working to determine a cause. And New Jersey ranked first for ice cream-related Google searches nationwide. The Northeast dominated the rankings, claiming 7 top 10 spots. Researchers analyzed search data collected from April of 25 to April of 26. Strawberry, my favorite, the most searched ice cream flavor across the country. Industry experts cite the region's high concentration of ice cream shops. We sure have good ice cream places here. When we come back, we recently celebrated Mother's Day. This Sunday is Father's Day. But what are your plans for today? Today's National Cannoli Day. Our friends from Uncle Giuseppe's Marketplace will join us with a huge tray of cannoli, and they'll be in the bake shop. They'll teach us all about it. We're coming back in 2 minutes. You're watching On New Jersey Mornings. Very good morning. It's Tuesday, June 16th, 2026, 57 degrees northern New Jersey, 61 degrees in Trenton at 8:30. I'm Ken Rosato. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. A beautiful, sunny, late spring day, comfortable, high 70s. Meteorologist Mike Favetta, you earned a cannoli or a
Oh,
canolo, I should say,
thank
this year
you.
because of that. So today, by the way, I'm weeping because it is National Cannoli Day, which is it's a national holiday. Yes, it's also National Fudge Day. Forget about that. It is National Cannoli Day, though. And we're going to have our dear friends from Uncle Giuseppe's Marketplace on in a moment, showing us how
Mm.
to pipe a cannoli. But just so you
Oh, that's
know,
exciting.
they sent us some. You know, it's taking like every inch of strength in my body to not
I'm sure
do that
the
right now.
aroma, the profumo, it must be so intoxicating early this morning, right? It just hits
I
every
love it.
receptor in your brain, makes it go crazy.
Do you, by the
They
way,
should
are
pump
you a,
that.
go ahead. I was going to say, are you a ground pistachio or a chocolate chip guy on your cannoli? Or do you just like it like
Purist.
that?
Nothing.
Yeah, purist.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm with
Every
you.
time they
I'm
ask,
with
"Do you
you.
want it dipped in something?" No, 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 no. I would like it just lisha. I want it plain. I am the cannoli snob who goes to one store to buy the shells and another store to buy the cream to make the perfect cannoli. That's how much of a cannoli snob I am.
Can't
So
even be
you're
in the
asking the
same
wrong guy.
store. It's got to be in different stores. You're hilarious. You're hilarious. All right, my
Yeah.
friend. All right, so
Well,
we could have nice weather to eat the cannolo outside.
absolutely, of course. You could even leave it, well, don't leave it in the sun for too long, but it is cool enough this morning at least to start out. We don't want to go food poisoning route. That's a little bit on the dangerous side. We've got plenty of clear weather to enjoy today. After all, it is a fresh ricotta cheese product, bringing back lots of sunshine through this afternoon and light breezes. Yesterday's winds were a little rough, especially out of the north and west, but today winds much lighter, blowing anywhere from 2 to 13 miles per hour early this morning and remaining light through the afternoon. A little bit of a sea breeze today, keeping that pollen away at the shore and even inland. Not as terrible as a pollen day as it has been in the last few days. With the almanac reading today's high coming just shy of average, we should be at 83 degrees, but we'll make it into the upper 70s with nothing more than clear sky and beautiful beach weather, I might add once more. Water temperatures are slowly warming through the 60s, but if you're like my wife, you don't go until it's 82. So it's going to be a while if you enjoy the clear sky. No severe weather threat today or tomorrow, even though there's that little bit of rain chance early in the morning. The better rain chances are really on Thursday, where we get hit with several rounds of wet weather. But look at that, bone dry this weekend. Beautiful weather upcoming for Father's Day. If you have plans with dad, grilling perhaps, pizza making at our house, excellent weather to fire up the pizza oven. So plenty of clear sky throughout this afternoon. A little bit of cloud cover moving back in for tomorrow. And that, of course, with the front, that provides the humidity going throughout the day. On Friday, we see the drier weather take over. And this is what makes it good pizza making weather on Friday, because there's not that stubborn humidity where you have to adjust the flue so the pizza crust is nice and warm. See, Ken knows what I'm talking about. He worked in pizzerias all throughout his early life. So going into the afternoons, there's that dry air that takes over. Even at the beaches, I think we have that chance of rain for Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday can lovely weather to enjoy.
Some sauce. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
My favorite moment of the day. I'm sorry. I'm just as excited as a kid at Christmas time. All right. Pam, listen, Mike, don't go far because Pam,
I will
we may
not.
want to bring Mike back on to enjoy the
Okay.
bite of the cannolo. I'm just saying, it's like a religious moment for us. Thank you, Mike. All right, I'll just quickly do the setup here. We got 58 degrees, northern New Jersey, 61 in Trenton. It's 55 degrees, Cape May, a little cooler there. Beautiful sunshine at 8:34. Traffic. We do have an issue now. There's a disabled truck on the turnpike. That is the outer roadway southbound, south of interchange 13A by Newark Airport. There's a partial left lane blockage right now. To the Garden State Parkway, express lane southbound, we have a crash, and that is by the John Bon Jovi service area, Sayreville, with the left lane blocked. You could see the line of traffic coming towards you on the left side of the screen there, and that's a mess because of that. Disabled vehicle 287 northbound, north of exit 1, which is in Edison. The center lane of 4 lanes currently blocked there. Hudson River crossings, Lincoln and Holland, both costing you 35 minutes. GWB is now 35 to 40 minutes, upper and lower levels, upper on the right, lower on the left. You could see just a lot of volume as people drive into the sunshine, and that's what you got. All right, 8:35 is our time. If you haven't heard me mention 8,426 times so far today, today is National Cannoli Day. And one of the sweetest celebrations is happening right here in our area. Uncle Giuseppe's Marketplace, one of my favorite places on earth, is marking the occasion with special deals, creative cannoli treats, and plenty of Italian bakery favorites. Joining us now is Francesco Frankie Mosca, baker at Uncle Giuseppe's Marketplace. Hey, they ever call you Frankie the Fly? That's your name, right? Frankie Fly.
Called me growing up Frankie Fly. That's like my email,
I love
actually.
it. I love it. Now we know. Frankie, I guess got to tell everybody, Frankie sent me over a tray of a dozen cannoli. And they're kidding me that I'm only showing 2 on the plate because maybe, let's just say that maybe 10 of them got disappeared. They just went poof into the ethos. These are the most beautiful. Let me take it out of the wrapper. So the most beautiful cannoli. Oh, of course, I smeared it. I'm sorry, I smeared your work there. Here's the thing. Cannoli, usually when you pipe them, don't they get soggy? But this, you can't really tell. This is still crunchy. How do you keep your cannoli shells so darn crunchy and delicious? I'll let you talk while I eat.
So what the shell is made with flour, malted flour, wine. It's made to crunch. It's gonna crisp. So I don't know if you can hear it, but there it is.
Are you
We got
kidding?
it.
Are you kidding? Frankie, I don't know if you heard. Let's bring up Mike. Frankie, I don't know if you know Mike, our meteorologist. He proposed to his wife using a cannoli shell. I mean, that's how special cannolis are to us.
Was the ring?
Tell it to him, Mike. Tell the story again, Mike. While I
Yeah, the ring was inside the empty cannoli shell. I said, "Oh, hon, we're gonna go at Phil Cannoli here at the bakery," which is not something they do. It's a completely fabricated. But when the baker came out, he brought the shell and presented it like that, and up, there's the ring inside. So, fun way to start a lifetime together through a cannolo.
you gotta have something. That's so sweet. Hey, Frank, tell us what the ingredients of the cream. It's ricotta cheese, what, powdered sugar, and how else do you make it?
So we use 3 different blends of ricotta, pasteurized, impastata, and regular paleo. So we mix that with sugar, a little cinnamon, chocolate chips, and if it needs it, sometimes it doesn't because the ricotta is so wet. We add milk or heavy cream just to give it that extra beautiful jiggly, if you can see it.
I love it. Because I got to tell you, Frank, this is the creamiest. I mean, the thing is, you think ricotta, and excuse me, my mouth is full because every time I'm off camera, I'm taking another bite. It's so good. You think of ricotta and you think grainy. You've achieved the creamy. This is almost the creaminess of yogurt. That's how creamy. It's almost like the richness and creaminess of like Greek yogurt. It's so smooth.
Spreadable, it's pipeable, it's gonna stick, it's not gonna drip. We got it down packed. It took a long time to get it to this consistency, but absolutely 100%. You fill it, it's staying where it's supposed to until you.
So if
bite
I come
into it.
into one of the Uncle Giuseppe's locations today, I go up to the bakery counter. You guys pipe them fresh to order, right?
Absolutely, 100% fresh to order. Grab it and fill it.
And look how
Just
fast
like
you
that.
do it. It drives me crazy how you do it. It's like boom. I go to do it, I would have it exploding all over the place.
And
Look at that. Oh my God. That
you
could
can make
cure diseases.
very-
That's how good it is.
we got it all. Sicilian style, the American style, whatever you like. Pistachio. We got it all.
Like, what is the red thing? What is the red stuff?
Right here, these are the little
Yeah.
cherries from Italy. I don't know if you can
Oh.
see them.
Yes, I
From
want to
Sicily.
grab one.
And the orange peels from Sicily.
Beautiful. And just so everybody knows, they candy them, right? So they boil them in sugar so you could eat those orange
Watch
peels
this.
like that. Yeah.
The
They're not bitter. They're sweet as could be. Oh my God.
sweet candy cherries and orange peels.
I love it. I love it. And you have more than just cannoli in your bakery case because I had the tour of one of your locations.
We have a party cannoli dip. We have cannoli cupcakes. I don't know which way the camera's. Which wrong way?
I love
That's
it.
our cupcakes. We have our chip witches right here.
Hmm.
We have that's a donut. A bumbaloni is a donut filled with cannoli cream, drenched in chocolate, powdered sugar, chocolate chips, all of it.
Hey, do you guys fry your own shells there during the day each day, or do you bring in your shells from one of the central like locations?
We ordered from Bindi.
Okay,
Bindi
wow.
shell,
So those are
like the bumbaloni, the actual bumbaloni
right.
shell, not a donut
That is
shell.
that's the epicenter of shells because it's not easy to
Yep.
make those shells. But so how many cannoli would you say you guys go through a day at one of your stores?
Hundreds in each store, filled fresh, anytime you want it, any decoration. Like I said, little pistachio on top, chocolate chips, almonds, the Sicilian way with the orange peel and the cherry. Plain, like Mike likes it, powdered sugar, whatever way you want it.
Right. And cannoli have been around for centuries. There, for those who don't realize, it is not, I mean, yes, today you can get them anywhere. You can get them in Italy, throughout Italy. But originally that was strictly a Sicilian dish, right? Cannoli came from
Yes.
Sicily.
Yes, so the cannoli shell originated in Italy, Sicily, and then it went up the coast to all of Italy, and then it went around the world, and everybody has a cannoli, no matter what nationality you are or where you're from, you know what a cannoli is, 100%.
The beautiful thing too is if you think about it, it came out of poverty because you use leftover stuff. What is ricotta cheese? But once you've taken cheese, milk rather, and you made cheese, you take the whey and you ricotta, you boil it in order to get the curds that you make ricotta with. So ricotta literally means recooked. They take the whey and they recook it because you can't waste that stuff. Then they would take the whey that was left from that and they would feed it to the animals. So none of it got wasted. That
Nothing.
milk that came from the cow was precious, right?
Way back there, that sheep milk or the cow milk was
Right.
used every way. Nobody wasted anything. Absolutely.
And I'm glad you said that because if you go to Italy and you get ricotta, you're usually getting sheep milk, not cow milk, right? Cow milk is an
Yeah.
American
Yes.
thing, not an Italian
Yeah.
thing. And it does not taste
Yep.
gamey. I've had it in Italy. It is delicious. But
No.
you go to Uncle Giuseppe's, you'll get, look at this. I've torn apart this cannolo. You will get the best darn cannoli anywhere, certainly in the tri-state, if not the country. We love having you guys on Uncle Giuseppe's Marketplace. You got like a dozen locations with more to come. I think you have a new location opening in Philadelphia. Where else? You got two more opening right now, right?
Levittown and Greenville in Long Island.
So,
Yep.
do you know off the top of your head, Frank, do you know the website?
Off the website would be uncleg.com.
UncleG.com. And you could always Google it. Uncle Giuseppe's all over the internet. Just Google Uncle Giuseppe's, Giuseppe's, Uncle Giuseppe's. I love you, Francesco Frankie Mosca,
All right.
baker at Uncle Giuseppe's Marketplace. Happy National Cannoli Day. Thank you for the cannoli and thank you for coming on today. Manja.
So,
Mm. God bless you. Now I got a mouthful. Thank you, Frankie. Enjoy, buddy. Oh my God. Excuse me, folks. Let me swallow. Mm. You know what? Wow, that is so darn good. So coming up in just a little bit, our friends at AARP New Jersey will bring us, pardon me, information on how to navigate changes with SNAP and Medicaid, which is very, very important. We'll speak with the Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Dr. Stephen Cha. You're watching on New Jersey Morning. Don't go away. Welcome back to On New Jersey Mornings. I'm Ken Rosato, 847, taking calls at 888-658-0234. Beautiful sunny day. Meteorologist Mike Favetta with the detailed Garden State forecast. And Mike, I must say, I'm in the middle of a cannoli coma right now from having so much
It's
cannolo. It's so
That
yummy.
sounds
Three different
that
types of
sounds like a
ricotta.
good problem to have. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
See, it's the trinity for the
Yep.
perfect cannoli. What a way to begin a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Ken. Starting off our day,
Happy
lovely
Tuesday.
weather, lovely dry air. Right, right. That's it. They should just pump that into casinos. That instead of that'll be the scent of the day, especially with the dry weather that's around. Plenty of clear sky today, but the rainfall deficit and that dry soil certainly creating an impact on the drought. 1 to 2 inch rainfall deficit there across Morristown. That translates to our extreme drought now in southern New Jersey. That large shade of red going all the way down through Cape May. The severe drought extending all the way now up into Bergen County, whereas it's moderately dry north and west of 287. So yeah, a pretty serious drought ongoing, but we get several rounds of rain this week to hopefully moisten things up a bit. Temperatures today make it up to 80 degrees, and even the longer range trend toward the end of June, putting a little bit a little bit wetter than average conditions, slightly cooler than usual through the end of June. It's nice to know, given how hot it's been, especially with all that very warm weather last week. But we get 1 day of heat and humidity this week. Tomorrow's the buildup, but I think the heat and humidity culminate with that very warm weather Thursday, cooling off a bit on Friday with some sunshine, and then Saturday and Sunday looking great. And look at how the temperatures hold in the upper 70s even by next week. So beautiful weather even for the beaches. Fantastic conditions to enjoy for Father's Day, Ken.
Beautiful. Well, happy Father's Day in advance. Just getting
Mm.
ready for you. Now that you have two, you
hmm
got to tell Steph she's got to step it up.
We were
'Cause
discussing Father's Day plans yesterday, and I was like, you know what would be a great Father's Day plan? Childcare, and just have me in the kitchen kind of doodling and creating. That's a Father's Day, right? Where I can actually walk without having, kids stuck to my leg and preventing me from going anywhere. Have to like kind of, dance around him in the kitchen.
Listen, train Rocco to take care of the kids. That's it. Hey, Rocco, you have an obligation now. If you want your bones and stuff, you got to take care of the kids. And you and Steph
Yeah.
go out and have a nice day. That's it.
hmm
See, someday they'll be taking care of you in the home. Look at it that way.
I know. One day.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Beautiful. 57 degrees. Enjoy your day, Mike. Actually, now we're up to 60. 60 in northern New Jersey, 61 in Trenton. It's 57 in Cape May, and it's 59 in Vineland. And the following is brought to you by our good friends at AARP New Jersey. Medicaid and SNAP benefits are critical resources for so many families across New Jersey. But with recent updates and changes, many residents may have questions about what these changes mean for them and what steps they need to take to maintain coverage and benefits. Dr. Stephen Cha is Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Human Services. We say good morning to you, Dr. Cha.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Nice to have you on, sir. And there are major changes happening now with Medicaid this year. So explain what those changes are, please.
Sure. So just backing up, about 1.85 million New Jersey residents are enrolled in NJ Family Care, which is our New Jersey version of Medicaid. Now, about 30% of those New Jersey residents, about 540,000, got coverage through the Affordable Care expansion, and that's exciting and fantastic. Those folks, however, will be subject to new eligibility requirements under what we call HR 1, the budget bill that was passed by Congress last year. So this budget bill creates new requirements for all those people, all those 540,000 people. We're worried, and some people have projected that we may lose as many as 330,000 New Jerseyans who could lose NJ Family Care due to these new federal burdens. And we're really concerned about that and trying to work with folks to make sure folks are tracking on that.
And for folks who may not understand what HR 1 was, under the Trump administration, there was some Medicaid fraud in pockets of the country. And unfortunately, because of a few people who were the bad guys, the good people who desperately need Medicaid now may slip through the cracks. And that's what stinks. These people desperately need Medicaid, and they may go to get health coverage in an emergency and find out, oh, you're no longer eligible. So what is it that every few months they have to kind of renew again and kind of reprove that they need to stay on Medicaid?
That's exactly right. And so, just to be clear, a lot of these changes don't start for some time. So we have time. This isn't a tomorrow thing. Most of these changes start to take effect. Certain undocumented immigrant populations start to lose coverage in October of this year. The bigger changes start in January of next year. But we want to be sure that people are understanding what's happening and what we're doing now in partnership to be sure people can tackle some of these challenges. Just as you said,
Gotcha.
we're going to have more federal burdens. They're going to have to prove that they're working, what they call community engagement requirements. And it's going to happen every 6 months. Most people are used to doing this every year. For that
Right.
540,000 who got coverage through the Affordable Care Act, that 30%, you're going to have to do it every 6 months starting in January. So it's good to begin the conversation now about what that's going to mean.
So your team is active right now in helping residents navigate the updates and make sure that people don't accidentally lose coverage, because you don't want to be in a catastrophic accident, find out you're not covered.
That's exactly right. So the governor's budget, which is before the legislature now, invests in systems and partnerships to prevent these unnecessary coverage losses. And I should be clear that those folks who are going to lose coverage, that 330,000 New Jerseyans that I talked about, the vast majority of them are still eligible. They're still eligible for coverage. It's just that they're not going to get through all the paperwork hurdles and burdens that are now put upon them because of that HR 1 bill that was passed. So the governor's budget puts about $10 million more to strengthen the coordination amongst state agencies and counties. And counties are the front door for a lot of these benefits. To invest in some vendors to help us modernize our systems. And it also includes $71 million, because one of the other things the bill did was just remove money from the administrative cost for the SNAP, the nutrition benefits. So the governor's budget puts $71 million to support those county agencies, again, because they are our front door for both nutrition and health benefits to get people access. So we're just trying to focus for the rest of the year to make our systems work better, to take these investments in both county partnerships and our vendors and make this work better for people. We want all eligible residents to stay on the program as much as we can.
Sadly, so many people who are on Medicaid are the very people who are unable to get the mail, read the mail, figure out multiple pages of complex forms, fill them out, get it. Those are the people that need the help the most. And unfortunately, they're the ones we're obviously most concerned about. But what should people do if they get that renewal paperwork or notice in the mail? What's the first thing they need to do?
Yeah, so we're going to be reaching out to contact all of our beneficiaries by fall 2026 of this year with more information. And again, for 70% of our beneficiaries, don't need to do a thing. Don't worry, relax. For those people who got coverage through the ACA, there's a bunch of hoops and hurdles that you have to go through, and we'll be giving you more information if those changes apply to you. But yeah, I got to say, it is hard to track mail, and we understand that's challenging. We'll have customer service lines open. We're already talking to community partners and trying to think about how we can get those messages out, talking to our providers and hospitals. But watch for your letters, emails, text. Make sure your contact information is up to date, and be sure you open and respond to all that mail as soon as possible. We're starting to send some of those alerts out now just to get people prepared, but we do have some months before people really need to take action.
Yeah, for people who don't realize, Medicaid is almost half the budget. And not just this state, but most states around the country. Medicaid is huge because healthcare is so expensive. We kind of started to deal with it in the last couple of decades, and we kind of dropped the ball. And this is still a major problem. Doctor, if people have questions or need help with Medicaid or SNAP, where can they go? What website can they go to, or whom can they contact right now?
Absolutely. You can call the NJ Family Care customer service at 800-701-0710, or go to our website at dhs.nj.gov. So we're here to help support people. We want to make sure that your contact information is up to date, and make sure that both, and we didn't talk about the SNAP, but more than 800,000 New Jersey residents also rely on SNAP, and we're seeing projected benefits losses as well because of that budget bill. So it's both nutrition and the healthcare that we're really trying to figure out how we can move forward here.
Wow. Well, thankfully, you're on top of it and helping so many people out. Dr. Stephen Cha, Commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Human Services. Thank you for this very important information, and thanks for coming on this morning.
Appreciate you.
All right. It is now 8:57. Beautiful 59 degrees northern New Jersey, 61 degrees in Trenton. Meteorologist Mike Favetta says it is going to be literally one for the books. A beautiful, sunny, comfortable late spring day. Remember, summer doesn't start until this coming Sunday. Today, highs in the upper 70s. And that is on New Jersey Mornings for Tuesday, June 16th, 2026. I'm Ken Rosato. You can stream us at onnj.com, onlaca.com, onfla.com, Roku, Fire TV, News on Samsung TV Plus, Apple TV, YouTube, Facebook, and X. And we stream live on Substack, Rumble, Twitch, and Local Now. We'll catch you again tomorrow morning at 7. Tell all your friends about us. Till tomorrow, have a wonderful